It's Sunday school. Constance just said, "What? I've started Sunday school, dear. Open the door." I said, "I've started Sunday school."
So,
I'm on.
so I thought you called me. I'm sorry.
No, I said, "Say good morning, dear."
Good morning, dear.
Uh, I'm going to talk about temple decorum
Yes.
today. Yes, this morning, and
So do you
about
want me to leave?
no, no. Come
You know
contribute.
what happens if I stay.
Yeah. Yes, we all know what happens when you stay. No, but I was going to discuss.
Discuss it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, Constance and I haven't celebrated Gnostic Mass in a long, long while for various reasons, and it's
No, one reason.
for various reasons. Constance has no. Anyway, but we did do it for a number of years. Like how many do you?
I don't know.
Okay, and
It all fades away.
we always did Gnostic Mass or celebrated Gnostic Mass in our home. On just a few other occasions, we did it elsewhere, but we always managed to have enough room in the houses that we rented over
Put the
the.
altar over our dining room table, or have the people outside of a sliding glass door and the altar on the inside of the sliding glass door or something.
Yes, it
We
was.
were desperate measures,
But how many people do you think that we got maximum
I think there was 35 often at Barrel Lane.
at Barrel Lane? We had 35 people. And we probably had more than that when we married somebody at a Gnostic Mass in our house. They were hanging from the rafters.
Never mind.
Okay, that's another story. But
Not hanging from the rafters.
because we could do it at our house, Constance, who is a very tidy, neat.
Not clean particularly, but tidy.
She's tidy, and before Gnostic Mass, our house is spotlessly ready for
The priestess is
guests.
washing the toilet before she takes her bath before she's priestess.
Right, and so we were in control, in a sense, or Constance was in control of the environment that we were going to do Mass in. Now, nowadays, most Gnostic masses aren't performed in someone's house, but in a temple facility as sort of a standalone uh, lodge headquarters and things. And so it may seem like uh, there is the opportunity for total control of the environment uh, compared to the luxury of what we had for so many years. It it is relative. Okay, not everybody can spend the hours and hours, and we consider the preparation for Mass, or indeed for any official ceremony. Constance and I were invited over the years to many other places all over the country and around the world. Uh, and the temple area was, provided to us by our hosts. and who always assure us we'll have everything ready. We'll have it all set up and cleared out. Is that always the case, dear?
No, it wasn't. No details provided.
Yes. And many times Constance had to crack the whip and clean out beer cans and have people literally move furniture.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, well, that's called the first banishing, is to remove trash from your temple area. Then the next thing is to remove all things that have nothing to do with either the initiation or the mass or whatever you're doing in your temple area. And the next thing is probably to actually, the people who are going to be working in the temple setting up after the space is actually cleared and clean, to maybe do some kind of sit-down personal banishing in their heads or something, to establish temple decorum, and to take off your shoes, and to not have people who are not participating in this thing out of the room.
Right.
And your mood needs to change when you start setting up, actually.
Now, does Liber 15 say no shoes in the temple? Does Liber 15 actually say
No trash?
No beer cans, no trash on the floor? Does Liber 15 actually say before Mass you're supposed to vacuum the area and have a clean, quiet, meditative environment?
Because it doesn't matter how expensive your equipment is or whatever. If it's something that doesn't appropriate for the temple, no matter how beautiful it is, get it out of there. Or if it's something that's a distracting mess or something, get it out of there. I mean, it's just kind of obvious. But if you've ever played house.
Liber 15 doesn't say a lot of things that just should be common sense. Okay, and Liber 15 does accept the directions to the congregation, and when it comes time to take communion, then it's very specific what the congregation does. But does the Liber 15 say, and the congregation shall not be loud and boisterous? Does it say the congregation should not be?
I mean, they can talk before Mass, just not.
Yes,
A disrespectful.
but during Mass, it does. It even says congregation can't perform a tap dance and get up and be boisterous or heckle the congregants. It doesn't need to say that. Okay, Crowley never dreamed when he looked at that Russian Orthodox ceremony.
Right. They know how to behave.
Yeah, he never dreamed that there might be somebody performing an unnatural act in the congregation during the Eucharist.
What is that, by the way?
Huh?
What is that?
An unnatural act?
Yeah.
Oh, something with machinery or.
I was just curious. That was an odd turn of a phrase for the situation.
It's an old person's phrase for you shouldn't be. Yes.
I don't know. My
Yeah.
definition went out.
You shouldn't be distracting others. Okay,
Right.
that's what we're saying.
Or inappropriate.
Right. It's just kind of common sense, and many places where we've observed Mass over the years, the Mass has been preceded by an officer or a member of the host body to perform a banishing ritual of the pentagram or a star ruby or some other ceremony preliminary to the Mass. And we've never done that. Okay. Constance even says that everything is welcome. Even
the fleas in the carpet, please come to communion. But that's me, you know.
And I'm just getting ready to read you something that sort of outlines that attitude.
But you know, if you actually thought that your temple hadn't been banished beforehand, which it should have been, you know,
Yeah.
before people got there, you know, or if you, who knows? I don't care. Sometimes, you know, I'm not putting anybody down for doing it. It's
Right.
just saying I don't.
And we've seen beautiful examples
and,
of it.
and
It's
used
not
to
that.
it and loved it in places, but it's just that I just personally don't. I don't want anything banned. You know, well, destructive, evil, disrupt. I don't. That's all in me anyway. So, I'm bringing that in with me already.
That's well, there is banishing rituals certainly have their place in magic. As a matter of fact, they have a necessary and vital place in magic and clearing your area and things like that. We're talking specifically
About before Mass.
before a celebration of Liber 15 for the public, and it's a public ceremony. So, thank you, dear. I'm
Okay,
going.
I'm leaving now.
Yes.
Uh,
Unless, why don't you?
No, no, I have mountains of work to do today because I have to prepare for rain is coming.
Yes, the long rain is coming.
Oh, please don't put it that way.
It's going to sprinkle for a couple days. Okay.
I hope it's gonna be showers at least, but no, please, no long rain is coming.
Okay, thank you, dear. Everybody,
Happy
Constance DuQuette, Bishop Constance DuQuette has spoken. Okay, I'll be through in just
I don't care how
just a
long.
couple
I'll
minutes.
take as long as you like, darling.
Okay. This is in response to a letter somebody actually wrote me in my capacity as a bishop, archbishop actually, and to comment on this. I say, brother, so and so's points are well taken. This is they were talking about somebody's comments, a third person's comments. Brother so-and-so's points are well taken and eloquently stated, and indeed many masses we attend around the world are preceded by a banishing. And unless our opinion is asked, we never comment. While Constance and I have never celebrated a Mass in an unpurified and unconsecrated magical environment, we do not oblige a seated congregation gathered to be communicants in a Mass of the Gnostic Catholic Church to witness or be part of any other ritual or ceremony prior to our celebration of Mass. This decision springs from our personal and, we confess, subjective understanding of the magical dynamics of the Mass. This understanding, and you're certainly free to consider it a misunderstanding, is based on our experience as senior initiates of the sovereign sanctuary of the Gnosis, the body whose central secret, the Gnostic Mass, is the ceremonial expression. Initiate magicians at this level view the Mass as being more than an invocation ceremony, more than a common Eucharist, more than a dramatic metaphor for an exotic sex act. Constance and I understand the Gnostic Mass to be a master ritual, complete in and of itself, without need of a prologue or an epilogue. A master ritual that gathers, purifies, charges, then transmutes, all within its sphere, into the image of the object of the magician's operation, and then stamps that image upon the host and wine, which become the, quote, child, unquote, that is consumed and reabsorbed by the magician. Exactly what would a banishing ritual banish that isn't sanctified and transmuted by the Mass itself? Isn't it a bit like lighting a candle to get a good view of a sunrise? Obviously, a completely thorough and authoritative discussion of this issue can only take place within the body of the sovereign sanctuary, the Gnosis. While the conversation and deliberations of that body are confidential, we think we're violating no protocol when we share with you the fact that so far we've had no objections to our attitudes on this matter from our fellow initiates. On a more mundane level, we believe that order bodies that choose, for whatever reasons, to preface the ceremony of the Gnostic Mass with any other ritual clearly state in their advertising of the event and in written literature such as missals passed to the congregants, something to the effect that, quote, the Mass will be preceded by a performance of the Golden Dawn's lesser ritual of the pentagram or the AA's ritual of the star ruby, etc. So there be no confusion in the minds of the people who may be attending Mass for the first time that these other rituals, from which other organizations are not in any way part of Liber 15, the Mass of the Gnostic Catholic Church, or of Ordo Templi Orientis. All that being said, Constance and I certainly hope that none of the thousands of congregants who have celebrated Mass with us over the years feel they have done so in an unclean or magically polluted temple space, or believe they've suffered deleterious magical effects from their participation in our Masses. If so, we would sincerely apologize. Love is the law, love under will. So Sunday school is actually kind of Sunday school today with our discussion of that. No, we don't. We certainly don't, throw a fit or anything else. Anybody who goes to the trouble of celebrating a Gnostic Mass, almost in any capacity, is doing heroic labor, and the worst Mass we've ever seen has been a good Mass, because the magic starts with you and it ends with you, and you make of it what you will. But we just don't add other ceremonies to the Gnostic Mass. And that's our Sunday school rant for today. I hope you have a good Sunday and enjoy the upcoming week. Until then, be good to each other. Be good to yourself. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Love is the law, love and do will.